back again.
Back?
With our coffee and tea.
Absolutely.
Cheers. And let's get into it. So what are we talking about today?
Why does it cost so much more with small farms?
Well, because it's expensive.
That, and you think about, in a sense, that it's a small farm. Like, it's a small batch item to the point of where you're not having this commercial, you know, licensings and stuff to where you get the...
My neighbor is fixing his roof on his barn, and he just started grinding metal. Sorry, guys.
That's what happens when you live out in the sticks and you live on the farm.
Yeah.
But I think it's because, you know, it's a small-time operation. It's not something that makes it to the point of where it's a big conglomerate either, you know?
It's interesting because I was reading a forum in a Facebook group, and so many people were so negative against, like, it should not cost more to go to a farmer's market. I should be able to go and get it cheaper than a grocery store. And I was like, they just would not listen. I just realized I have a bungee cord.
That was from last time when we were doing
we
this
did
stream.
that. I was like,
yeah.
okay. Anyway, squirrel. Anyway, and I was just like, how do you figure? And they were actually legitimately upset with the farmers who were trying to explain. So I decided to run some numbers.
Okay.
So, and I wrote them down because I'm organized like that.
We're going to geek out a minute because, you know, we love statistics. So,
yeah, and I don't have all the numbers, but I just wanted to give you an example. So I chose a random vegetable. I chose zucchini.
Why? Which is widespread. Everybody can grow it. It can. Yeah.
It's one of the easiest things to grow unless you have a squash bug problem, which I do.
Yeah.
However, one zucchini plant is going to give you a ton of food.
I was going to say, it's going to yield a lot.
It's not something that everyone rushes to the farmer's market for unless they're going early.
Right.
In which case, it's probably shipped in anyway.
Right.
We've talked about that. So, follow along because this is going to be a lot of numbers, okay? If you have a commercial truck delivering... We're going to say a couple states away. We're going to keep the idea like Food Lion, which is a local grocery store to us. They do try to utilize a lot of commercial farms that are within like a tri-state area. Yeah. So let's just say you have a large corporate farm and they are going to pack all these crates of zucchinis on a truck and ship it to Food Lion. So we're going to say that truck is going to use $300 in diesel. Now at $6 for a gallon of diesel, that might go up exponentially,
right,
but we're going to go with $300 in diesel to deliver a long distance 10,000 zucchinis.
Okay.
And Food Lion's going to price them at $1.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep these numbers very simple.
Yeah, I like simple math.
So your labor stats are about $100 to $150 per hour to pick all that zucchini, to harvest the zucchini, to load and pack all that stuff. So, and it would take approximately 80 hours.
Okay.
Now
is that 80 hours is from seed to plant, from seed to fruit.
From my research, that's mostly just harvesting and packaging and shipping.
Okay, so keep in mind that's not going into the ground. That's not from seed to fruit. That's just from when fruit forms.
Right. Now, I would say you could probably add an extra 48 hours because they're using heavy equipment.
Right.
Which is more diesel.
Right.
And I did do kind of a fill-in price for this.
Right, but
to cover
you also have the cost of the equipment.
You do.
I mean, you have the cost of the equipment too.
And,
so
I get to that.
Okay.
But 80 hours would be $800 plus delivery. And that $100 to $150 per hour is not per person. That's how many people it takes to do that.
Collective.
So to pick, pack, and deliver, we're at $1,000 on 10,000 zucchinis. Grocery store hours, so for them to unpack it, to cashiers, all that stuff, I just guesstimated another $1,000 because
Okay.
you know, we're ballparking here, so I tried to be liberal on that.
And we're probably a little bit on the low side too.
For the grocery store hours, probably not, but they have overhead and stuff figured in too. So then you have insurance and overhead, which would include your equipment prices and stuff like that. So I put in another $1,000
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
So at bulk, I looked up the prices, $1 per pound. There's $40 a case of 20 pounds. Then you have your seed costs. If you're ordering 5,000 seeds,
So $1 per pound, $40 a case. So 20 pounds, shouldn't that be $20? Because if it's $1 a pound, so it's 40 pounds.
yeah, I don't math well.
You get the idea.
I think that's because I had two different prices. I had $20 and then organic was 40.
Okay.
So I think I just didn't write that
but
down.
you add that in too, and that depends on
Yeah,
the product.
so
that
I
you get
think-
too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Sorry.
5,000 seeds. No, you're right, but I do remember there was
Yeah.
like almost double for organic.
Yeah.
So 5,000 seeds is $520. But commercial doesn't have to pay sales tax, so you don't have anything above that. And at those prices, you're not paying shipping usually either.
Right. Because okay.
But a small, and then before we get into the small farmer, fertilizer.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Which, especially right now, because
That's a
there's
big
a
one.
fertilizer shortage with the Strait of Hormuz being shut down, so your costs are going to go up for everything. Fertilizer is like $1,125 per ton.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. That's eye opening.
And for 10,000 plants,
That's a lot of.
which I know you get more than one zucchini per plant,
But
but
you
they're
still-
also shipping multiple. So we
Exactly.
did 10,000 plants, and we're going to assume that on one shipment, they're going to get at least one zucchini off of that plant for that shipment. You're going to need 2 tons of fertilizer for the season.
Holy cow.
So that's $22.50.
Whoo, man.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so commercial bulk 100 for 20 pounds. So I don't know what that one was up there. Anyway. All right. So,
Roughly, we're about 5,000.
something like that.
Okay.
So for a small farm, you figure 10 plants for, like a small homestead style farm that's going to, and that's really in that form what people were talking about. They were talking about, farms that are super small like mine that feed their family and then take extra to the market. And they literally expect those people to just give it away. It should be cheap.
They do. Yes. We come into that all the time.
Let's look at the price for a small farm. So, fuel, and I broke this one down per zucchini.
Okay.
And it was like 30 cents. The seed is 18 cents. The fertilizer, 22 cents. The overhead insurance, water, 0.22 cent. 40 cents for the water bill. Anyway, it came up to do 200 zucchini, it was $264.
Okay.
Which made it $1.32 per zucchini. Versus the commercial, which was $5,500
Per 10,000.
per 10,000
Yeah.
equals 55 cents per zucchini. And that included labor. The small farm price does not include labor.
Right.
So when you're looking at a grocery store selling at $1, they have 45-cent profit in that one zucchini. But if you go to a farmer's market, $1.32 just covers
Just
the
zucchini.
cost,
Yeah.
no labor,
Yep.
no anything. So of course they're selling it for $3 or $2.
Right, to a pound to make it. But also, do you really know where your food's coming from at the grocery store?
And that didn't include the cost of pesticides
Yep.
in the farmers because they spray.
They do.
Because they can't, squash bugs in my area is horrendous. So if you imagine a field of 10,000 zucchinis. Now to be fair, zucchinis grown in a field will have a little bit less squash bug pressure initially
Right. than you do.
Because squash bugs nest in wood and things like that. So if you're in an open land, they're not nesting as much. They will find it though. And I know this because my dad has that style farm.
Yeah.
But they will eventually find it, and you're not hand picking off squash bugs.
No, you're not. Nope.
10,000 plants.
Nope.
You just can't. You have to save those plants and keep them productive. When you have all of that investment, you are spraying pesticides. So I didn't figure the cost of that in there, but I also, do you want to eat that?
Right.
And they also, a lot of places will spray a wax on them.
Yep.
To preserve them.
Yep.
So there's a lot that goes into it.
But it goes back to what we were talking about last time too, though, that and how long is it on the truck? From the time they pick it to the time they get delivered, or until it gets to you.
Yeah, because sometimes they stick it in a warehouse,
right,
and then the trucks run.
And so it also goes into, in a sense, like we were talking last time, from the time Krista picks it to the time it ends up on the farmer's market table.
It's like 30 minutes to an hour.
Right. You have that, locality. You know where it's coming from, which is, in my mind, worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like on the forums, and you see it come up on YouTube and Facebook, this is not an old or a new phenomenon or discussion. And that's what a lot of people will end up saying as kind of
why
their
are
defense.
Why are your eggs so much more than the grocery stores now? Or the ground beef is way more,
Oh, well, ground beef is fixing to go through the roof no matter where you get it from. Actually, it has been through the roof at the stores. Honestly, if you go per pound, our beef is cheaper than the grocery store. But you do have to buy it by a half cow. And so people can't wrap their brain around spending $3,000 at a time.
Right. To get
get a year's worth of beef. Right. But if you break it down,
it's about $7.50 per pound ish.
Yeah, I think
$8.50 per pound.
Yeah, versus if you put all the ground beef and organic, because you have to compare apples to apples.
Yep.
So if you put all the steaks and the ground beef and everything like that equals a half a cow at the grocery store. I want to say it's like $11 or $12 per pound average.
Yep.
Whereas if you buy it from the farmer, it's like 8 to 9 pounds per average. But that's, spending $3,000 to $4,000 up front is really difficult for people.
It is, but I mean, it just goes to show you though that the small farmers, like, you're going to get a better product. You're going to get.
And we are not out to rip people off.
No.
We are just trying to cover our butts.
Yeah, cover the cost of what we have into it. You're going to get $2 a pound zucchinis. And make it to where,
Yeah, and I realize that even at $2 for zucchini,
you're still not making,
because I didn't add all my labor and stuff, I'm still probably operating at a loss. Small farmers, I think, have a 5% profit more. Or, no, actually, I want to say that's grocery store. Small farmers are like a 1 to 2%, 1.2% profit margin.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of profit, especially when we have to take the hit when the weather is bad. Like, we are in a severe drought right now.
Yep. Or last year it rained so much that it split
everything.
Gosh. Like,
We lost a lot because of the water.
Right.
And this year we're in a drought. We are 2.5 inches
below
under what we should be at this time of year. Spring is normally our wet season.
Yes.
And I always hate birthing season and stuff because it's mud. You're just like, we are so dry.
Boots sucking mud, no less.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's jokes about, we're mud farmers because it stays muddy. Yep. It is so dry. And, of course, that makes the pollen worse. So, like, you go outside right now and you're just walking through yellow pollen because it's been breezy, it's been dry, we're under a fire ban.
Yep.
So I'm having to water every day.
And that costs money.
But
you don't have the commercial watering system. You don't have.
No, and we are not eligible for the kickbacks from government, the big insurance policies and the stipends and things like that. If you get crop loss or things like that, we don't have that coverage. We don't have, a government lobbyist who's helping us out. So we eat that. Literally, if my garden fails, my animals die, like, I just have to eat that cost. you know, one of my goats broke her leg.
Yeah.
And it was either put her down or invest in it. And she was so young. And so I ate that call. So I have a $3,000 goat right now. Because my heart, like...
You made that choice to...
I made that choice, and I will never probably recoup that money no matter how much I milk her. I will probably never make enough goat cheese or anything like that to recoup that money.
But in that same sense, so that's part of being a small-time farmer.
Yeah.
But you would still, even if you decided to put her down, you'd still have the vet costs. And that's not cheap either. You know, to make it to the point of where, just to make it to where it's, you know, like you would have that added expense. So it's kind of like...
And we have had to do that. You know, I took a goat to the vet one time.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, paid $500-600, and she died. They said it was one thing.
Like a week
brought her
later
home. No, it was the next morning. She was dead. I paid the emergency fees and all of that, and they died. Because, I mean, they're not magicians. Right. They can only go by what they see. So they did the best diagnosis they could. It was not the right thing, and she was dead in the morning.
So you have that expense too, like if that's something that, so it all weighs into it as a small-time farmer.
So a lot of us who are as small as I am, micro farms, you know, the average family farm is under 400 acres, and the average, you know, really around
Did you
here,
say 400?
Yeah, they consider anything under 400 a small farm.
Okay, but let's be realistic.
20 acres.
Yeah. Around here, come on.
And then homesteaders are often on less than 5. Yeah.
Less than 5, yeah.
I'm less than 5, so I would be considered a micro farm. There's a lot of talk back and forth of, are you a homesteader or are you a farm? And by definition, a homesteader is for sustainability. They don't sell anything. Right, so as soon as you start trying to sell something, then you become a farm. Yeah. I am technically a micro farm. Yeah. Is what I would be considered. And that's because I'm under 5 acres. My parents, who have, I think, just over 60, they would be considered a gentleman's farm or something like that, hobby farm or whatever. But you can make a profit at those scales depending on what you are doing. Do I make a profit? No. But I also grow for my family, and I try to grow enough to offset some of my costs. Right. I'm not making a profit. I'm not operating at a profit. Right. However, I don't want to go in the hole for what I'm selling you. I don't want to have $1.32 invested in this individual zucchini and sell it to you for $1 because there was absolutely no point in me paying these high gas prices to get it to market. Right. So I do have to charge at least what that zucchini I have invested in it, plus a little bit because I have labor and time invested in it, and then hopefully that helps offset some of my costs for running the farm. Right. That's what I'm in it for. Yep. And that's why most small farmers have full-time jobs. Yeah. Because they don't make enough to cover it. Or the average age of the farmer is like 68 in America. Because that's when they get to retire and can farm full-time. That's a problem. Very much so. And people who don't want to pay directly to farmers because they think it should be cheaper, and they just, let's be honest, they just want the cheapest they can get, but they want the high quality food. Yes, yes. That's the difference. Yes. If you are on a budget and you need to buy cheap, I am for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But don't come to me and expect me to sell it to you cheap just because you want a high quality product that's cheap. Right. Like, that's not fair to me, and you're just... You know, you see zero value in my skills. And farm has become a 4-letter word, like a bad word, because of that mentality of people not valuing farmers and their efforts. And that is why all the farmland is being sold to developers, and your grocery stores are importing crap food from overseas because it's cheap labor and they can get it from people who are just desperately trying to carve out a life, and you have no problem buying that. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Cheers! Let's go. That's right. Like, I mean, but the points are valid, though. Very much
so in that sense, you can't have that expectation of the high quality with paying pennies for it, because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, why?
But that's with anything that you get, though.
But why is it okay for the same person to go to Whole Foods and have no problem paying their prices, but come to a farmer's market and think I am ripping you off?
Or Sprouts or places like that make it to Trader Joe's, things that have those. Yes, I agree. Like, I agree. They will go to those specific grocery stores in a heartbeat, too. They will be, like, their weekly thing.
Air One.
Yep.
Whatever that really, the most expensive grocery store in the world.
Yeah, to make it to where, and they'll go in a heartbeat.
Because it's status.
They come see us.
It's a status symbol.
That's exactly what it is. Where do you go shop? I grocery shop at Whole Foods or whatever.
I grind my own shit and still go to Aldi. Excuse my language.
We're being real here, folks. Like, this is us. So, you know.
Because guess what? I can't afford to shop anywhere else when I'm growing overpriced food for you guys.
I mean, that's... But in that same sense, though, but you have those same people that'll spend triple digits in Whole Foods or whatever, but won't come support your small farmer.
Right. So it is a mentality shift that we've had since, I don't know, probably the 50s.
Yeah. When
people quit really growing their own food and moved into town and went to work, and they don't value the land anymore. They want convenience. That's as Americans, that's our entire problem. I feel like everybody wants
that
convenience and they want instant gratification. And we want all of that and quality, but we want a Dollar Tree price.
Yes. Well, you can't get that anymore either at Dollar Tree, because now Dollar Tree's at $1.75.
But, yeah.
I mean...
But that's the mentality that we have. I mean, look at Temu. Wish.
The mindset. Yep.
Amazon. I mean, Amazon's not exactly cheap, but it's still that instant gratification, and you're getting, like, cheap crap stuff. I mean, but Temu is huge.
Yeah. Yep. And guess where all that comes from?
China.
And again, it's just the stuff, you know, we preach about it all the time, though. What goes into your body, what goes onto your body, it's important. Would you rather pay the good prices now?
Or pay the doctor bills later.
Right. Or, you know, in that sense. And
let's not get started on our freaking health insurance and costs and the problems with that.
Don't even get me, but you don't, I mean, that's a choice that you're going to make. I mean, I know I haven't been to the doctor in a while. One, I don't have a lot of faith in them, but it's because I'm also feeding my body, though, with the right stuff. You know, like, or putting stuff on my body that's not going to cause... They don't have the cancerogen, and they don't have the carcinogen in it. They don't have the bad stuff in it. So it's my body's going, okay, I don't know what to do with this foreign object.
Right.
Because it's good, homegrown stuff. You know what's in it. You know what's there.
And obviously, you know, I have a body issue, but I'm constantly improving, and it's because I know how to cook. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fair.
But it's always a learning process. Even for those who eat good quality foods, there's other issues that are going on. And it's a constant learning process and development. But anyway, that's a whole different topic for another day.
Which we're going to have to
I hope the breakdown of the cost kind of is an eye-opener for what we're going through. And with these high gas prices, just my average truck taking it to market is going to cost a lot more this year.
I put $67 worth of gas in the van this morning. That's the highest it's ever been.
I filled up the truck the other day, and I almost fell out because it was like $4 a gallon, and it took about 60, I think. I mean, my dad won't even drive his diesel right now.
It's crazy, though. Like, I mean, but you have to put that into consideration with what's going on, too.
Yeah. Like, his truck, his big dually, the farm truck that pulls the trailers, is parked. He will drive it if he absolutely has to pull a trailer or something. But he has no choice but to drive the tractors.
Right, because,
I mean, fortunately, he has one of those tanks on the farm so he can get the off-road fuel, which is a tiny bit cheaper. Yeah. But we have no choice. I mean, he's running, I don't know, 175 acres of hay fields. Right, yeah. 2-acre gardens, cattle. Like, he has no choice but to use his tractors. Right. And we can't afford electric tractors, and I'm sorry to say.
And they're not going to work.
But electric tractors still feed off the grid, which we're having a problem with because of the data centers that are sucking up all the energy, and Duke Power is now giving us a 16% rate height increase, even though they just got busted for overcharging people, but they don't have to give us a refund, and they still did $30 million and billion dollars in profit. Whatever. Don't get me started on that. But you have a problem paying $2 for zucchini. Okay, I really am getting off my soapbox, and we are going to say goodbye because my blood pressure is going to go up here in a minute. Cheers, everybody. Bye. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Come to the farmer's market and pay for overpriced zucchini. Okay?